here's your wheat sprouts. Now you can see that they're sprouted enough that the little tails are at least more than halfway as long as the seed itself. They're just about as long as most of them are. Just about as long as their seed. Okay, so here we put about that much salt, about a flat half a teaspoon, and we'll put our water in. You process it until it starts to, you can see it starts to form together. It wants to ball up in the food processor, and you probably see a few stringy bits as well. At that stage it's ready. It'd be ready for putting in the pans and then leaving them to ferment a bit, because we're making a sourdough here, so because we put a bit of salt in it, when we leave it, it's going to leaven. We'll leave it for about 6 hours. Okay, so now we're ready to spoon it in, and we've got this pan, this loaf pan with some non-stick parchment paper here, so we'll just put it in and leave room for it to rise. It won't double, but it will be quite a difference. It will rise quite a bit. Put it in so that it's no more than 2/3 full, because then it will rise right up and fill it up then. Here we've got the bread all laid out in the pans, the dough, and we're going to put them in a warm place and let them rise, and we'll see how much they rise after at least 6 hours. It's risen gently, and that's ready to go in the oven. And I'm going to set the oven at 225 degrees Fahrenheit. Once that heats up to the right temperature, we'll leave it in there for 3 hours. Now that's 3 hours later. We've got them sitting out of the oven, cooling off. They've got quite a thick crust on them, but inside it's really moist. So when they cool off, that moisture is going to distribute back into the crust, and the crust's going to become soft again, and the inside is going to firm up. Once they're cool, we'll cut a piece and we'll pull that paper off. We'll leave that paper on too, because it's too soft to pull the paper off. Paper will come off after it's really cooled down. Then we'll cut it and we'll see what it's like on the inside. The bread has been cooled and the paper's been taken off, and we've cut it with a wet knife so that the dough doesn't stick and so that the knife doesn't get coated with the dough. Now you see the crust is quite dark and thick, but it's softened up after being put in the fridge and left for a day. It does soften a lot, even from the time that it's been sitting out of the pan before we pull the paper off. It's softened up somewhat. It's got a good texture, and we put some miso and avocado on top, our favourite topping. So we hope you enjoy your sprouted wheat bread.